Hello everyone, today's lesson will basically touch on some of the Feng Shui knowledge and the practical usage of Feng Shui in our daily life. And before I begin, I will first share my video to all my followers and viewers. So just give me a minute. In the last session, I have actually touched on some of the concepts related to the flying star or Shen Kong 9 flying star Feng Shui. And because during the last session, I did not have my tablet with me to serve as a second screen. Therefore, today I have got another tablet. Okay, this time not using Samsung. All right, using another brand of tablet, and I'm able to show you some slides today. And I believe it will be a more helpful approach for me to teach you on Feng Shui related knowledge. And I will try to keep today's session as easily understandable as possible. But Feng Shui is a form of knowledge that is complicated and can sometimes be difficult to understand. But some of the things that I teach today will be some of the tips that you can use your daily life to basically give you an improvement in terms of your house Feng Shui. So I will take another 30 seconds to share my video out before I begin today's session. If you encounter any if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me during this live session, you are welcome to do so. All right. So today's lesson, okay, let me repeat once again, will be on the Feng Shui knowledge and the practical use, the practical aspect of Feng Shui. And I will first share my screen. So please give me a moment as I share my slide. I believe having this slide will allow me to present my ideas better. Okay, so let's start today's slide and begin our lesson. All right, so how do I go about, okay, so I'm able to open my slide fortunately, okay. So today's lesson, all right, as I mentioned, will be on the practical usage of Feng Shui and basing on the sound and authentic Feng Shui knowledge. Okay, so it will not tell you things like checking Feng Shui based on your feelings or intuition. All right, Feng Shui is a school of knowledge that has a theoretical background and sound logic behind it. All right, so before understanding Feng Shui, the reason why we want to use Feng Shui is because it serves as a form of treatment or for our problems, especially problems that are related to our destiny or our karma. But we must first understand what actually affects our destiny. There are 5 important factors affecting our destiny. Basically, in Chinese, they are called 命、运、风水、值得还有读书。如果你再要继续说下去呢，就是那些关于影响我们人生的那种 factor 呢，就有我重新再说，就是呢影响我们人生的那10个 factor 就有1命2运3风水4值阴德5读书6名气象8敬神9教贵人10养生那命呢是生出来 when you are born into this world, that is basically what we call your destiny, right? You cannot choose who are your parents, you cannot choose your gender, you cannot choose your physical appearance, even you can't even choose who are your siblings or which is the location you are born into. Therefore, right, there is really such thing called destiny because certain things are fixed and cannot be changed, but there are factors in your life whereby by exercising your free will, you will not be able to alter them. They will follow you and stick with you for the rest of your life. Things such as your gender, such as your skin color, your eyes color, all right, such very much like your DNA makeup. Whereas DNA is something that has been confirmed by science. It is also very commonsensical that there are situations whereby even without science, you will know that you cannot change who are your biological parents. You cannot choose whether your parents are rich or poor. All right, so to speak. Okay, so that is under destiny, or which is called命, which is uncontrollable. Well, our so-called destiny trend or decade trend, which will fluctuate. 就是人生会有起落啊，不是每个人一条路一走就是永远都是直线的顺顺利利的，人生就有起落。Life will has its ups and downs, and both in terms of 八字 and 紫微斗数, our major destiny trends can be divided into the 10-year cycle, or even if you study 八字, some even look at the heavenly stems and the earthly branches as the 5-year cycle. So to speak, as in doing a decade trend, the heavenly stems will represent the first 5 years, whereas the earthly branches will represent the second half of the decade trend. All right, so to speak. All right, and besides this decade trend or 5-year trend, there is also yearly trend. In terms of 紫微斗数, we have 小限 and 流年. So is same as 八字, and all these will be required to be taken into consideration when we analyze both someone's destiny and someone's Feng Shui. Okay, so all right, and after that we have Feng Shui, which is the third most important factor affecting our destiny. Just give you an example. For someone who is born in, for example, a country that is very poor, like certain poor areas in Africa, born in a certain year, for example, born in the year 1999 in the month of August, 1st of August, whereas another person is also born on the same day at the same time in New York City. Therefore, you can see, right, even both are born in the same time of birth is the same, but given the geographical location, they will have very different outcome in life, right? Between someone who is born in New York City, whereas the other person is born in the poorer parts of Africa, for example. So Feng Shui is actually the external environment that will affect us a lot, okay? Because if you are born in an environment that is positive, you will be given better education opportunities, better upbringing, leading to better career outcomes or career progress and financial opportunities. If you are born in a poor country, obviously you will be deprived of educational chances, career options, and even if you are born in a city whereby everyone is poor, then it will be very hard for you to become rich because the economy that you are born into is not well developed enough to provide you with good income. So for instance, okay, and this is likewise the same as the space-time theory, okay, in physics, okay. Feng Shui is related to physics, honestly speaking, because such as Einstein's, he introduced the idea, Albert Einstein introduced the idea of space-time. And Feng Shui is basically the measurement and the analysis of space-time. Space is our Feng Shui, whereas time is our destiny or our major trends, the decade trends and the yearly trends that we are born into, which can be analyzed from the 八字 and 紫微斗数 chart. All right, so that is the factors that will influence our life. Some people will take the fourth factor, which is called the cultivation of positive merits, as the fourth factor that will influence our destiny. However, right, sometimes in modern time especially, I will say, right, the cultivation of positive merits may even be more important than that of Feng Shui, because I have witnessed firsthand the facts that Many people basically cannot change their feng shui too much, especially in places like Singapore. Whereas a lot of people are being, pigeonholed into flats and like, for example, HDB flats or apartments, whereby all the doors are facing the same direction. The external environment are basically very much the same. Therefore, we can see, right, in modern time, like in modern city like Singapore, feng shui choices are actually very limited. All right, you cannot really choose space, you cannot really do much to modify your external environment feng shui. Therefore, given that feng shui is a factor that is very much limited in terms of your control or manipulation, then 值得, which is the cultivation of positive merits, will be a factor that is much more influential because you have control over it. All right, simple as that. Because you can choose whether you want to exercise the actions of carrying out, for example, charitable deeds, carrying out deeds of compassion, of helping other people, and the universe will always follow the rules of the cause and effect. And whatever you give out to the universe, you will always get back to what you give. All right. So let me pause for a while and take a look at the comments. Thank you, Aries, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Puma, for watching. Mr. Stephen also, and Miss Maka and Guy. Guy has a question. But Master, Ming and Yun is determined by your karma, 值得, isn't it? So why karma is not more important? Yes, Guy, that is a very important point. Karma is very important, but karma is in such a way in Buddhist teaching. There are two types of karma. One type is called 现世报, which is immediate karma, whereas another karma is generated from your previous life, or is cultivated now, but then will be experienced in your next life. So different karmas are at play in our life. To answer your question, karma is actually very important. But as I have mentioned earlier on, feng shui is something that is very hard to change, especially in modern city. Whereas you come to places like Thailand, especially in more rural area, people can buy the whole piece of land. They can modify their their house to absorb the positive energy from their external environment. For example, they may choose to have the loft having the a water reservoir, or a lake, a waterfall, for instance. Okay, all this can be easily chosen. But whereas when you live in a city like Singapore, about 80 to 90% of the people are staying in HDB flats, and you cannot so-called change the direction of your HDB flat doors, or try to shift the reservoir from or shift your place of residence from one place to another, so as to find a more appropriate direction to absorb the wealth energy from the reservoir. Okay, so that is the reason why I will say, right, from what I've witnessed, something that's very hard to change, whereby 值得, which is the cultivation of positive merits, is much easier. And given that in most religious beliefs, especially in Buddhism and also in Taoism, because Taoism believes in the yin and yang, when you do good things, you will naturally get back the positive rewards for the good things you have done, because it is just a matter of time, because everything will follow the yin and yang cycle. All right. So thank you very much, Guy, for the question, which is a very good question. Guy is my紫微斗数student, and he also asks very good question always. And thank you very much, Bob, for watching. Yep. So to continue, the positive cultivation of marriage, or the habit of cultivating positive marriage, doing good deeds, is actually, I will say, equivalent, if not more important than feng shui. But theoretically speaking, right, we always have to take into feng shui take Feng Shui into consideration because we are always existing in a space-time dimension. Space is Feng Shui, time is our destiny trends, okay? And fifthly, we have studying, which is 读书. It's a very simple fact that throughout history, people who study more will have greater chances of success, okay? For example, during a war between the two different countries, generals who have studied military strategies and are wise enough to execute such military strategies are always able to win wars or battles, have a higher chances of success than other military generals who carry out their actions perhaps just by intuition or just by impulse. Okay, so 读书, right? Even in modern times, people who have a higher level of education, to some extent, all right, may be able to help them to achieve better income or greater success. Or even if you don't, I mean, put this academic achievement aside, whatever industry you are into, be it cooking, be it you are a sportsman, if you are more well versed in your industry and in the knowledge that are specifically related to your industry, you will also usually have better performance at work and able to have more clients, okay, for instance. All right, so such are the basic factors that influence our destiny. However, there are actually more factors, okay, such as in Chinese we call 六名七祥八精神九教贵人十养生, namely saying that your names, your appearance, your social circle, and your bodily health, and how committed you are to the worshipping of gods or the studying of religious beliefs. All this will also influence your destiny to a very great extent. Okay, but because I want to keep today's session within 1 hour, so I will not drag on too long. All right, so let's go. Okay, next slide. All right, so basically, Feng Shui is a system of analysis to study our natural environment and to allow human beings to have a balanced relationship with the external environment. All right, and in terms of Feng Shui, there's a saying that goes, 无水则风道而气上，有水则气止而风无。故风水二字为地水之最，而其中之德，水至地为上等，以传风至地为次等。What basically it means that Feng Shui is a practice to store up positive energy and also to provide a more pleasant living environment for human beings. Okay, simple as that. And the Feng Shui, the energy, what we call qi, the invisible energy, will be stopped by water. Okay, 见水则止. So water would often serve as a dividing point for energy. All right, when it comes to the qi of Feng Shui. And in Feng Shui, there are two schools of major philosophy. The first school is the Xing Fa, or what we call 峦头, and the second school is called Li Qi. Xing Fa basically is the analysis of the geographical locations of your residence, or even in Yin Zai Feng Shui, which is the analysis of the external environment of where the graveyard is being placed. Okay, so we will study the 地形. The 地形 means the geographical the characteristics of the geographical environment. 风水 还有经济. All right, 风 basically is the airflow, and water is the humidity. All right, and 经济 basically means the taboo. All right, any mistakes in terms of the Feng Shui, and which I will elaborate further later on. And we have Li Qi. Li Qi is the study of the heavenly celestial movements and their energy interactions with human beings. So Feng Shui is always the analysis of the environment and the interactions with the human beings. Okay, 没有人的地方是没有风水的。好，风水是人跟环境一个气场的一个 interaction， 一个交流，一个 互相影响的一种关系哈。所以呢without human beings there won't be 风水 alright 风水 is always consisting of both human heaven and earth OK 天地人三样东西都是很重要，天地人三样东西在风水都是很重要好。所以呢是蛮简单哈，暂时还是能够了解，对不对？那理法呢有两个 school 呢是比较说很在 practical use 上面呢是很好的就是第一个就是八宅风水，或者有些人用英文叫做 eight mansions 风水了那八宅风水是看你的八卦命宅相配所以也是要看你的出生日期那它也是以那个地为本 basically it will look at the physical formation of your property alright or your place or the place of residence okay and there is eight kind of characteristics in terms of 八宅风水 alright these eight mansions what we call the eight mansions 风水 alright and I will introduce this concept to you further. 4 of the directions are negative and 4 are positive and it will be a different set of positive and negative directions for different people and we also have the 九宫 facing which are the 玄空 flying stars which I have talked about in the previous lesson but due to the fact that my tablet was spoiled in the previous lesson so I didn't use the slide. Hopefully today's slides will be more clear in my in facilitating better understanding for all okay so let me take a look at the comments first okay Ifa Iman Aries just send me a friend request now for reading now to know your next step Mr. Ifa I don't quite understand this but you can always WhatsApp me if you have further questions later on and thank you very much Joey so for watching so I will continue to finish sharing the slide first because I hope to finish this within within an hour okay so 九宫 facing which is the 玄空 flying star will also take into the consideration of the celestial movement and every year the 玄空 flying star basically will change alright 九年轮回 means right every they follow a set of cycle and rules right for this flying star also which will change periodically okay so I believe it is still quite simple to understand and one of the tools that we always use in Feng Shui is the law pan. And the law pan, right, it may look very complicated with many layers of information. But basically, the different layers of information consist of the 天池、先天八卦、后天八卦、地支12位就是呢那个子丑寅卯辰巳午未申酉戌亥做第9星就是刚才所说的九宫飞星然后呢20星星名地盘正那个就这个正中就是中间这个这个是一个 magnetic 的一个 needle 来的，就是等于我们平时用的那个 compass 啦所以它是跟着那个方位转动的所以跟着方位而转动的。那还有呢那个40节气，我们学八字的学生都懂了，我们有那个每个月都有节气嘛，对不对？分开2个节气好像什么小寒大寒立春这些等等都是我们所说的节气所以就有很多的 information 在一个罗盘里面那以后呢我会跟大家再详细的介绍一下。那现在想for now right I will first introduce to you the basic understanding of 八宅风水。In terms of 八宅风水 right in order to use it you must first calculate what is your 宅命 I don't know how to translate this term into English but basically it means right basing on your year of birth right your chart your birth chart or your 风水 chart can be divided into the 动四命 and the 世四是西命西四命 OK 所以我的 Mandarin pronunciation 呢有点有时候我抓不到，就是呢东四命 right the east 4 types of destiny and the west 4 types of destiny, all right, so to speak. For male gender, you will need to take the number 100 and divide it by minus, all right, minus of your year of birth, all right, and to be divided by 9. All right, for example, if you are born in 1981, you use 100 to minus 81 divided by 9, all right, and you will left with number 1, right? Because yes, 19 divided by 9 equals to 2, and left with remaining number of 1. So you'll be a 动视命, all right, you'll be a East for destiny. And for female, you will take your birth year minus by 4 divided by 9, and the remaining number will give you your destiny. All right. So this may sound a little bit complicated, but basically using these 8 types of destiny characteristics, you will be able to find out something about your personality as well. All right. Okay, so let me try to elaborate to you further, okay, when I go to the next slide. And we can also take our year of birth and follow this chart to quickly find out what type of destiny we have, all right? 动视命 or the East 4 destinies are basically the 艮、离、震、巽 and 系 视命 basically are the 乾、艮、坤、兑. All right, and after checking out all these, right, you will actually be able to find out something about your personality also. For example, people of this 艮艮卦艮卦人的命呢，他们的那个见闻就很广博然后呢，他们的性格就是比较内柔外刚的一个人也是呢比较坚强的如果你是这个艮的命的这个人如果呢你是一个离卦命的人你就比较说比较不喜欢服输的离卦命格的那种人呢，还有就是一个很好胜的一个心他们的心地呢就不服输的然后呢面对挑战呢，他们也是会很勇敢的，而且他们人缘呢也是不错，说服力也是很不错等等。那如果你是一个正卦命的人你就呢是一个比较说独立的人然后呢什么东西都讲理由的觉得呢什么东西都不能够感情用事，是要什么东西就要讲 logics 的。如果你是一个正卦的人，那如果你是一个说这个是这里这个这个我们叫做巽卦。巽卦的人呢比较成熟然后呢他们也非常的有一个很强的一个是非观。对的东西他们永远都觉得是对，那错的东西呢他们也觉得永远都是错的所以呢就是说呢这些每个命卦都有他们自己的性格，好像乾卦这个乾卦的人呢，乾卦命卦的人呢，他们性格呢就也是很刚烈，然后呢他们呢比较严肃，然后比较刻板一些，不喜欢接受人家的意见。那如果你是这个艮卦出生的人呢，你会很善良的，你是有一颗善良喜欢服务大家的一个心，然后很喜欢帮人家排解那种斗纷的然后呢你喜欢那种多姿多彩的生活，人生不喜欢那种枯燥的那种生活的那说去坤了坤这个卦的人你们就比较喜欢规规矩矩的你们喜欢规规矩矩，然后呢喜欢守法律的你们不喜欢乱来的。然后呢最后这个对这个卦呢，你们很大方，然后呢很喜欢行侠仗义很喜欢帮助别人，你们的态度也是比较温和，然后呢也是一个很有责任心的一个人。所以呢给你们一个 general overview of what all these mean actually represents and what personality and characteristics they all have. Okay, and in terms of the 8-mansion Feng Shui, right, basing on your house direction and your date of birth, there will be 4 types of positive directions, which are the 生气、延年、天意 and 福位。In terms of the negative directions, they are 绝命、五鬼、六杀、祸害。那生气呢？常常都说生气这个位呢是一个吉位来的 ，is a form of a positive area of the house. And especially, it is very positive to have this 生气位 as the main door, as your bedroom, or even your kitchen. Or if your children are still students, it is also a very good place for them to sleep or have that area as the study area. Whereas 生气位 is not a positive area to have toilets. Okay, so all these are 理气风水啦。所以呢，现在你们听到可能是说还不是说很熟悉，可是呢，我们看风水的时候都会用到。那我就尽快把你们就是很快的跟你们介绍这些位置哈。那延年位呢，也是一个很好的位，可以做睡房，可以做厨房。那些在这里生活的那些家庭成员呢，他们的关系都比较融洽，生活起来的就不会吵架，或者呢都比较相亲相爱了哦。那天意位呢是一个，其实呢就是我们所说的 heavenly doctor area， 天意位是管健康的。那其实呢我们人生嘛，有健康才会有财富，所以呢，把这个天意位呢搞好了也是很重要。那天意位呢也是一个财位，所以呢，你可以把自己的那种财箱啊、那种聚宝箱啊、那种 wealth storage box 也是放在这个天意位。那我帮每个客人看风水的时候，都会告诉他们那个财位，就是也是这个天意位在哪里。那这个天意位呢也是不能够做厕所的哦，如果你天意位做了在厕所那边很容易破财，很容易破财。那在这个天意位也可以放一些鱼缸或者一些水中的植物呢，去帮助催财。Right? You can place the kind of well storage, even aquarium or mini water fountain in the heavenly doctor area, because by improving your health naturally, you will be able to achieve greater career progress and financial achievements as well. Okay, and the Fu Wei is the most stable area of the house. Usually, is at the opposite direction of where the main door is. And this area of this direction is basically one of the best location for having your big rooms or having your Shen Tai, which are the altar for worshipping your gods or deities or Buddhas. All right. Likewise, it is not a positive area to use for toilet. Okay. And in this Fu Wei, which is one of the most stable area within your house, you can place a large stone that is perhaps of egg shape large stone， 或者放那个叫做石敢当，石头的石敢当那个在风水店通常都有得卖以后我再跟大家介绍这些东西因为呢今天问了很多东西要说呢，我要说快一点那说到绝命位了就是现在说指的这个绝命位，绝命位是一个不好怎么说？绝命位呢是不可以做主人房的不适合做主人房，也不可以做厨房因为呢，如果绝命位在主人房跟厨房呢，你会得不到贵人的帮助，而且呢，容易食物呢出现一些吃食物而产生的那种身体的那种病痛那绝命位呢如果有厕所呢是 OK 的，可以做 shower area 或者做一个 toilet area 也是可以。那说到五鬼位了，也是一个非常不好的一个位置。五鬼位是家里面一个非常凶的一个位。那八宅风水里面这个五鬼位呢，也叫做病位，也叫做那个争执位争吵位。夫妻在那个凶位五鬼凶位里面呢，睡觉呢就很容易生病，或者呢做错事情，或者吵架。All right, so it's not positive to have the 5 ghost position for the big room because couples will tend to quarrel, will tend to forsake, or tend to do make mistakes in their life. All right, and it is also not recommended to use this area for wealth. You usually can place a hulu, all right, the kind of dry hulu, the dry pot, okay, at this 5 ghost area to overcome this negative energy. All right, I have the kind of dry god that is made by senior monks in Thailand with handwritten yarns on it, which is a very auspicious item to be placed at the 5 ghost area. All right. So if you are interested, you can contact me and what timing to place it. All right. Followed by the Liu Sha. All right. Liu Sha, right? Although it is an inauspicious area, but sometimes it can boost your peace blossom. 就是呢，有时候会可以催桃花，催桃花有用。那如果你是未婚妻或者呢，你的工作室很需要那种特别的人际关系那种人员呢，那也是可以用到6煞位来催桃花。那6煞位呢，可是呢不适合那种结婚的人用，因为呢会有那种外遇。如果有6煞位呢放错了东西呢，催了桃花了会有外遇的所以都要小心。那这些我在看风水的时候呢，都会告诉我的客人呢怎么去用。那最后一个位置就是那个祸害位了，祸害位呢也是一个凶位来的然后呢，如果呢家人在这个祸害位上面呢睡觉或者呢坐在那边常常在那边休息呢，也会相处不融洽相处不融洽，容易吵架人事不和或者呢会惹是生非。所以呢，在祸害位呢，我们也可以画一些东西，可以放一些东西来化掉那个能量好像放水的东西也是可以水中植物等等，那些都是可以好了。那大概呢，那个八宅风水呢就是这样看的所以看到你的那个风水的那个家里面风水的一个 direction 你就可以找到自己的宅是什么宅了，可能是钱宅，可能是里宅可能是正宅等等都可以都会有。那风水里面呢，我们呢也是会看那个不同的方位呢，会代表不同的家庭成员。All right, for example, the southwest will always represent the father. The okay, let me repeat myself. Okay, the northwest will always represent the father. The southwest will always represent the mother. The northeast will always represent the youngest son. The west will always represent the youngest daughter. The north will represent the middle son. The south will represent the middle daughter. The east will represent the eldest son, whereby the south will represent the eldest daughter. Okay, so you must analyze whereby, for example, if you have the 5 ghosts direction falling into the northwest of the house, then you have to be careful of the health of the father. For example, if you are having the heavenly doctor falling into the north, okay, then the eldest son within the house will be someone who is blessed with a lot of financial opportunities, a lot of positive chances for making money. Okay, for instance, such is how we go about analyzing the members within the family. And in terms of the measuring of the house direction, it is recommended to stand at the center of the house and then look at the main door and determine what is the main door facing, and that will be the facing of your house. For example, in this case, X is the center of the house, Y is the main door. So basically, what you need to do is to take out your compass, all right, stand at the X, then look at Y, all right, look at Y here, and then look at your compass to see what direction is the compass pointing to. All right, in that way you will be able to easily determine the facing of your house. Okay, so when it comes to the Ba Zai Feng Shui, right, the 8-mentioned Feng Shui, we can also derive the numbers from the Ba Zai Feng Shui to determine what are the auspicious numbers. All right, all these are basically auspicious numbers that you can use. For example, Fu Wei, which I have mentioned earlier on, is a very stable kind of energy. An area of very stable energy. So if you want to have positive progress, stable progress in life, you can use more numbers such as 11, 22, all right, which is the strongest, followed by 88 and 99, which is the second strongest, followed by 66 and 77, which is the third strongest, and followed by 33 and 44, which is the least strong, all right, in terms of the strength of the Fu Wei energy. Okay, you can use this for your house door number, use it for, sometimes you can use it for your car number also. All all right? To some extent, you may also use it for your handphone number. But ultimately, for handphone, you must look at the combination of the numbers because it is not focusing on specific numbers, but it's always the entire makeup of the strength of numbers within the handphone number, okay? That is another school which I will teach later on in other lessons, all right? So in terms of the positive energy of Shen Qi, you can consider for 14, 41, 67, 76, 39, 93, 28, and 82. Whereas the Tian Yi, which is the best energy for improving wealth, the numbers are 13, 31, 68, 86, 49, 94, 27, and 72. Whereas Yan Yan, the positive energy the numbers with positive energy under the Yan Yan are 19, 91, 78, 87, 34, 43, 26, and 62. All right, all these groups are positive numbers. All right, when it is derived when it is being analyzed as according to the mentioned Feng Shui. Okay, and the inauspicious numbers are, okay, firstly we have Guo Hai, which are 17, 71, 89, 98, 46, 64, 23, and 32. And followed by the the Liu Sha, okay, the 6 killing, which are 16, 61, 47, 74, 38, 83, 29, 92. Ming 12, 21, 69, 96, 48, 84, 37, 73. The 5 ghosts Wu Gui 18, 81, 79, 97, 36, 63, 34, and 42. All right. So you can screenshot this this chart, okay, if you want to look at it again and in the future use it for the choosing of your house number, your car number, or your handphone number. All right, you can screenshot, okay, this slide and use it later on. All right. So after having chosen or having calculated your 你的那个宅命了哦 after having calculated your what you call it the property and destiny chart, okay, I don't know how to translate it in English, but it's called 宅命 in Chinese. Okay, after finding it out with the formula, the second thing you will need to do is to analyze both the external and internal environment of the property. All right, following the 禁忌, okay, the rule of 禁忌, which are the what are the positive things that exist and what are the negative things that exist, and then the 四神杀, which I will talk about which I will talk about later on. 四神杀, what is that? Okay, and the 留宅的桥上 or 朝向 means the facing of your property, okay, which I have talked about here, right? You stand at the center of your property and look outwards, okay, look at your main door, all right, because the main door is always where humans come into the house, and generally speaking, we will always use that area where people come into the house as the point of entrance of qi, okay, the human qi will come into the house, or other qi will come into the house from the main door. So that's the point we use it as the facing. All right. So when it comes to the internal analysis of the Feng Shui, right, we will always likewise look at what are the mistakes and what are the positive points that are existing within the house or office. And always we will look at the main door, where is the kitchen, where is the living room, where are the big rooms, for instance, okay, for the analysis of internal house Feng Shui. And some of the 峦头风水 which are called 就是我们地形的那个风水呢也是很重要哦。So from these lines on words will be easier for you to understand. Okay, all these 禁忌. Okay, some of the common mistakes in feng shui are as follow. All right, firstly we have the 天卡，这个叫天斩煞. Okay, 天斩煞. Okay, let me try to hide these comments. Okay, this is called 天斩煞. Means, right, when you have your house of residence is here, your building is here, then you are facing a dividing empty space in front of you. All right, there are two buildings in front of you, and in between there's this empty space. This is called 天斩煞 because the wind will be will be very sharp, okay, entering in and blow directly into your building, okay, through this gap here. Therefore, it is a kind of inauspicious energy, right? Always having this strong wind blowing into your building. Because as I have mentioned earlier on, one of the most important principles in Feng Shui is the storage of positive qi. If you have a very strong wind caused by this lateral gap here blowing into your building, it will cause the qi to be dispersed. Okay. Secondly, we have this lu chong, means right the road is facing directly. And the qi from the road is clashing directly to your property, okay? Clashing directly to your property, which is a form of road clash. That is very inauspicious also, okay? Because any form of clash, right, in Feng Shui is not auspicious, okay? Because we are always looking into the storage of positive qi. And for example, all this corner, okay, corner, 绞杀也是不好哦，因为这些尖的地方呢，都会让那个风的气流直接冲到你的那个你的那个家里面哦，对你的家人的风水家人的健康啊，心理健康跟身体健康都会不好啊。还有这种叫做反共路哦 ，it's like a bow, alright? The energy is cutting into your house, okay? Like a live cutting into your house, okay, which is a form of inauspicious arrangement also, all right? When you see a curve here and the qi is going past your building in such a manner, very much like a bow or a live, okay, cutting into your property. And then we have this chuan xing sha, which is called penetration kind of clash, okay, penetrating clash, right? For example, you have a train, you have the MRT track here or a highway here, and it also cut into your property, your house or your property, okay? The qi will be too rushed, okay, through when it is having this kind of track facing directly, facing your window or your property, okay, which is very inauspicious. And we also have this lian dao sha, very much often occur when there's a shelter right outside your window or right outside your house. Okay, for example, this kind of shelter. In Singapore nowadays, there are more and more such shelter. Okay, because I don't know why Singapore government wants to build a shelter everywhere, making sure that all the people are being covered by shelter and won't be affected by the rain. Okay, I don't know why so much money is being spent on the shelter. Basically, you can use the money to do more stuff, okay, to benefit the welfare of Singaporeans, I believe, okay, besides just building shelter, okay. But of course, there's good point also for this building of shelter so that people can commute easily without having to always carrying an umbrella, okay. But I believe there are actually better use of such financial resources, but nonetheless, it's still a good thing, okay, it's still a good thing, okay. Singaporeans are blessed with shelter everywhere, okay, it's being blessed with shelter everywhere, which is a positive thing, okay. So, but in terms of Feng Shui, all this shelter will actually cause this lian dao sha. If your house is right up, you know, when you look out of your window and you are able to see all this shelter, right, it is very inauspicious and usually will bring about surgery to the family members or even any kind of difficulties or obstacles in work or having financial leakages, OK， 就是会破财啊，做手术啊，或者事业会有困难。所以这些都是要注意啊。那庙后面呢也是不适合呢有你的那个住宅的 ，OK， 庙前庙后多寡妇哦，然后呢也是会容易寡妇就是呢老公跑掉啊，或者死掉啊，或者等等哦，这些我看很多那种客人的这个都中，很多客人尤其是泰国嘛，泰国哪里都有庙哦，那你很多客人那个庙前面呢就建屋子呢，那个老公不是死掉就是跑掉的哦。所以呢 ，it's not an inauspicious arrangement to have your house near, right behind or in front of the temple, because it will bring about widow or widower, okay? And it is also not a positive thing to have the house right in front of the police station, okay? Because police station is where 你会有那种是是非非的官非啊那些东西都是不好的，所以警察局不可以在家的前面 ，OK？ 虽然你可以说很安全，可是警察局并不是有那个气场并不好啊。 警察他们都带枪啊，或者抓的人都是罪犯啊，可能带着刀啊，这些都是是是非非、打打杀杀的地方。所以呢，it is not an auspicious arrangement to have your house right in front of the police station because it's where all the criminals are, and police are always exercising, military force, for instance. Okay, so it's not a place of harmony. So it's not a good thing to have your property right in front of the police station. Okay, and we also have the changsha. For example, I don't know whether this happens in Singapore, but in other countries, sometimes you have this very high kind of 好像一个枪的一个钢的那个口了哈，这个是烟那个叫什么啊？就是排烟的那个突然间我忘记怎么说就是排烟的那个地方了哈，很高的，然后呢你看到哈那个叫做长沙，也是不好的，对风水不好。第一呢，他们通常排出来的那种都是废气，而第二呢，看到的话呢，都是一种煞，因为呢有胃煞，而且呢排出来的气场也是冲到你的家的那个风水也是不能够聚气哦，所以也是不好。然后最后有一个孤峰，孤峰独耸啊，现在新加坡很流行一种 condo 嘛，周围的那种屋子都是矮矮的，然后突然间有一个 condo 很高，直接上来的哈，那个叫做孤峰独耸。住在里面的人通常都会很孤独了啊，很孤单，或者他们的婚姻不好啊，所以呢，这种孤峰独耸的那种 condo 啊或者 apartment 也不适合住，也是不适合住所以呢，你们就要注意一下啦。如果以后买房子啊，也不要买这种孤峰独耸的一种 condo，right? It's not auspicious to have this kind of condo suddenly out of nowhere. You have one very high apartment or condominium, all right? People staying inside will usually be very lonely and have problems in the personal relationship or have problems within marriage, okay? So basically, that's what I want to share with you today regarding some of the feng shui mistakes that or feng shui taboos that you have to avoid. And when it comes to the feng shui 四神煞, right? Basically, it is refers to the 青龙玄武朱雀还有白虎的green tiger, the green dragon, the white tiger. Shu Xue is the red phoenix, and the Shenwu actually is the heavenly turtle. Okay, the heavenly turtle. All right. And what it basically means is just very simple. For example, you have a property, right? A very simple rule in terms of feng shui is to always have something at your back as the Shenwu. Okay, Shenwu is like a kaoshan, and even feng shui of the house aside, sometimes in your own office, when you are sitting on your office desk, it's always good to have a wall right at the back of your office chair. Or when you are having a sofa in your living room, your sofa is always good to have the back, as the or have the wall as the back of your when you put your sofa. All right. You can. What I mean is that you can always put your sofa against a wall. All right. That will be a form of shenwu, which is form of kaoshan, which is a positive feng shui arrangement. And on the left, it's always good to have this qinglong or something big or something higher or something that is large in size at the left of your building. Whereas the white tiger position is on the right, it is better to have a building that is shorter or smaller or at the right side of your property. Whereas in the front is 朱雀. 朱雀 is best to be open and to have a wide area, or sometimes 就是一个呢可以聚气的地方，那就很好了。As long as it is a big enough space for the storage of positive energy, it will be a positive kind of feng shui arrangement. And 朱雀, the red phoenix position, which is at the front of the building, is always good to be flat, to have a lot of empty space. And it will also be good to, if you have, for example, if you have a garden, you can place something that is related to like beautiful flowers at the front of your door. Or some people may even place a water fountain, okay, depending on whether the front door, the main door facing is facing the 4 auspicious directions, as I have mentioned earlier on. Okay, and Shenwu okay, should be higher than your building. All right, the back of the back of your property should have something higher than you. Okay, but it should not be too high. The difference of height should not be too much. Okay, if it is too much, it is not so good. And the green dragon position should always be higher than the white tiger position. Okay, so basically, I guess that's all I want to share with all you today. And Feng Shui is not difficult to understand, but it is important. All right, it is important to get the concepts right, because a lot of people nowadays, right, a lot of so-called Feng Shui practitioners, they just buy the kind of wall pan, or they buy the wall pan. They go into your house, ask the assistants to take different photos of them carrying the wall pan, walking to different parts of the house, pointing here and there. Then they post it onto Facebook, and then people will just think that, oh, this practitioner know how to analyze Feng Shui. But that is not true. When I listen to their live sharing, listen to the teachings that they deliver, most of their information is very wrong. Okay, for example, at the Wang, or the 2 yellow and 5 black star, they will ask you to place that kind of stones or liu li, or 7 stones, whatever bracelet, or the line gems. Okay, all these are wrong information. Okay, but for the sake of selling you Feng Shui products, which they sell at, which they make at like perhaps $1 or $2, that they sell you for a few $100s, they will tell you all kinds of wrong Feng Shui information. For example, in terms of the 9 flying star, the 大病位就是武王，还有二黑呢，小病位都是需要用金属来画的。You must use the metal energy to overcome the negative influences from the 5 black star and of the 5 yellow star and the 2 black stars. OK， 因为呢五黄是廉政位我们九宫飞星里面有一个凶星叫做大病位，叫做武王廉政土星。武王廉政土星呢，土这个能量呢是需要用金来画，因为土生金，一个打个比喻，土金它是嘛，你要怎么样让那个妈妈没有力去伤害你呢？你就让她生孩子啊，对不对？那个妈妈生了孩子啊，她就很累啊，对不对？而她看到孩子，她的凶性也会不见了，因为她有对孩子一个慈悲心。所以五黄这个廉贞土星是要用那个金属来画的。如果你听到有一个风水师傅告诉你要用 9 gems 要用什么 7 star 这种石头的东西来画五黄二黑呢？他是在为了卖他的 product 而已，不是在为你的风水解决问题所以呢，我们都要很小心听到这些不对的风水理论。OK， 那九个飞星里面呢，就有不同的 star， 好像1就是桃花星，2就是小病星，3就是真草星，4就是文昌星，5就是大病星，6呢就是那个横财星，7就是破军星，8就是真财星，9就是喜庆星了。那这些星星每年都会飞到不同的地方。如果呢你想再深入的了解呢，我的 YouTube 有其他的 video 是有介绍九个飞星，还有上一个 live 其实就是 teaching 的那个 live 也是有介绍那个九个飞星的所以呢，并不是说呢其实现在嘛，真的你只要努力一点嘛去听很多所谓台湾的那种不是说一定说或香港的都风水的都很 OK 就是呢自己去 Google 你们也是可以学，不一定说是说要听我说了因为呢，其实呢现在资讯的都很发达嘛，你们不懒惰的话都可以很容易学到风水的，而且呢，你们学好了风水嘛，你就可以那个其他的那所谓的风水师说什么假的东西，你们一听都自己能够分析的所以呢，好了，长话短说了，今天呢大概就说到这里了想看一下大家有没有什么问题Board Master, you're right about the peach blossom that I have recently, but I think I want to focus on the gym girl. OK， 所以那 Board 呢，对了，我就是呢平时都有告诉 Board， 就是平时有帮 Board 看一下他的那个运程他最近是有风水的 ，OK， 所以 Board， 所以你继续去努力会找到今年跟下一年都会找到新的一段爱情的。 Fabian Dio, thank you very much for watching. Any questions from anyone? Master living at higher floor not so affected, right, compared to lower floor? Yes, because right, in terms of feng shui, those living at the lower floor will be able to be closer to the ground 气，就是呢，他们会被那个地气影响会比较大，所以呢，在高楼上面住的人呢，其实被那个地气影响那个能量是比较低的哦，所以我就是说了，现代的风水嘛，其实没有什么用，尤其是在新加坡。因为你们第一，每个人都住在很高的楼上面哈，然后很多时候呢都没有的选择啊，你家里面门口的那个方向啊，那个 floor plan 啊，那个 unit 是怎么样？你们很多 HDB flat 哦都有 missing corner 的，尤其是现在新的 BTO 风水都并不是说很好。第一，很多 missing corner；第二，越来越小间。你那个我们的那个 living area 哈，我们有一个地方叫做那个明堂啊，明堂不能聚气呢，你就不会有财富了。所以新加坡的一代那种年纪很不大，他们都是很小。那个客厅小的话，明堂不大就不能够聚财了。而且很多都是那种落地窗，现在新加坡新一代的那种不只是 condominium 还是 BTO 都是落地窗，落地窗是不聚财的。所以呢，你们买屋子最好也不要买那种落地窗，那种一看进去呢，能够看到整个屋子哦，那个窗口从天花板到地上的那种窗都是不聚财的，不可以聚财，所以你们最好不要买这种房子。OK， 所以呢，看一下还有其他问题有没有其他的好？好不好？那再次谢谢 Eric 的观看呢，然后 Mr. Puma、Mr. Steven、Mr. Miss Maka， 然后Guy 是我的学生 Bob、Ifa、Yemi、Alajite， 谢谢你的 ，Thank you very much for watching and Joey So。Mr. Fabian Dio, thank you very much for watching also. Okay, so let me ask one last time. Any questions? Any questions? Because whatever I have to whatever on this slide, right? All my analysis. Usually after my teaching, I will provide some time for people to ask questions, and I will analyze for all my viewers. Okay, as a form of help, and of course as a form of gratitude. Okay, for all my viewers. Okay, and lastly, right? Before ending today's slide, okay, I would like to share, okay, some of the things that are occurring now, all right, which I actually have touched on in today's sharing. Okay, so let me first end my slide. And I will touch on things that I would like to share. Okay, so before I close today's some of the missions that are going by the lesson that takes liberation, and also the existing the underprivileged families in rural area in Thailand. Okay, will be purchasing food items and daily necessities to help the low-income families in. Okay, and another thing that have just because yesterday when I was traveling back to my office, okay, randomly I came across this temple, and they are actually in the process of rebuilding the roof. Okay, in the process of rebuilding the temple roof. And 我看是一个可能是说一个缘分啊，我也不懂为什么刚刚好驾车经过这个佛庙，然后呢，他们就看到他们在建这个佛庙的那个屋顶 ，they are building or restoring the roof of the temple. And I have talked to the abbot, okay, of the temple. About 2,000 tiles are needed, all right, are required to restore the roof of the temple. And I believe it's a very auspicious and very meritorious cause to help this temple, because basically, right, northern Thailand is often having a heavy rainfall, and when the roof of the temple is not being built properly, the interior of the temple will be destroyed easily, and all the Buddha statues inside will also become spoiled, all right, due to the heavy rainfall. And by building this roof, will also allow the devotees to have a good place for worship, to conduct their worship and to conduct their prayers. Okay, so just want to inform you all that I would like to help this temple, and for those who are also interested in reaching out, all right, to provide assistance to this temple. Okay, the tiles, right, one piece of tile will cost only $25, okay, for the restoration of this temple. All right, as you can see here, the monks are actually putting the tiles onto the temple top, all right, to restore the roof. Okay, so for more information, you can go to my Facebook page to know more. This place is at Ampang Mae at Chiang Mai. The temple name is called Wat Sala. Okay, so for those who would like to help, okay, it will be a very good opportunity. Okay, as there are tremendous merits in helping this restoration of the roof of the temple, which will help safeguard the monks during their prayer ritual, and also safeguard the precious Buddhist artifacts within the temple. Okay, and will bring you positive merits. Whatever we do, whatever good deeds we do, the rewards will always come back to us. All right, and especially when you are helping the temple, you give the monks a roof to stay, to carry out their Buddhist practices. Likewise, you will be blessed, right? With in different ways. Perhaps in the future, you will have very good property, a beautiful house as a form of blessings, or you'll be helped by local people, and you will be able to achieve positive career progress or better health. All right, all these positive rewards will definitely come back to you, which is entire much as my ability allows me to. I will do whatever I can to help. All right, and I realize that by giving, the act of giving in itself will also is good enough to bring me a form of satisfaction and happiness. And I hope all of us who give sincerely will also experience the same joy, and also experience the same form of blessings, be it in terms of health, be it in terms of financial well-being, physical well-being, or psychological happiness. Okay, so leave you all with this message tonight, and hopefully we will be able to help this temple to restore their roof um, in a in a way that will allow the monks to have a proper place of for worshiping, and to conduct different form of Buddhist teaching and prayers, and to also safeguard the artifacts within the temple. Okay, so thank you all for watching tonight, and hopefully Feng Shui has been beneficial for all of you, and have been easy to understandable to my viewers. So I will see you all in the next live video. Thank you all, and good night.